Happy Tuesday. It is I, it is me, it is she, Pure Wisdom. Come to bless you with my presence and to share pure wisdom with you. I hope that your day has been blessed thus far. I hope that you've been standing in your high place, standing in your high position, and you've been serving your purpose and you've been doing your work. But I wanted to come in and just give you some insight and some wisdom. While I was meditating this morning, something came up for me, and it was definitely for you. And what came up for me was, I want to give the scripture to you. It says, "He that believeth in me, the works that I do, he should do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto thy Father." And that actually came from John 14:12. And with that message, what I get is what I have been boastfully, what I chose to do boastfully and with much grace and ease is to serve. And not just to serve anyone. I mean, I'm just serving. I am serving my purpose. I am serving humanity. I am doing my part. I am allowing God to use me as his servant. With that message and what I get from it is, God gave you a vision. God gave you gifts and talents, and those visions and those gifts and talents are for you to serve your purpose in this life, in this existence. It is for you to stand in your high place and serve your purpose. Serving means being selfless to others. I ventured out and made a bold move this past weekend about feeding the homeless, and that feeling inspired me on a whole new level. Not only did it inspire me on a whole new level, but God spoke to me. God spoke to me and said, "This is what I want you to do. This is what I need you to do, to be my willful and obedient servant, not just on the computer screen." Because I talk to people all the time through the computer, but God said, I want you to get real live. I want you to get up front and center, with the people in your community. So I made that bold move, and I took that step, and I spent my money and gave it away, but it wasn't my money. It was God's money, because God gave it to me. But I served my purpose. I used my gifts, and literally, my dad came to me with the idea, and with my dad coming to me with the idea, within 24 hours, I completely did it. 24 hours or less, and it really moved me. And the message, and the rest of this message that's for you is, what are you doing, and what are you not doing, where you're honoring or you're not honoring your gifts and your talents? What have you done to serve selflessly? We can have all the businesses in the world. We can, be the best friend in the world. But if you're not serving, if you're not being an humble servant, then it defeats the purpose. It totally defeats the purpose. Standing in your gifts can be very, very uncomfortable, right? It can be extremely uncomfortable. And with being uncomfortable, it brings you to a very dis-ease point. You really, really, really don't feel the it with it, because you're so fearful of it that it scares you. It's your gift, it's your talents, it's your skills, it's your experience. Whatever that is, it's not meant to feel good. It will feel good later once you begin to develop it. But in the beginning stages, when I was in deep meditation this morning, that message came so strong to me, and I'm gonna give it to you. When you are in that place where it feels good. Are you feeling good now? Right now in this moment, ask yourself, do I feel good? Are you feeling good in this moment? That will be the answer that will give you your clarity to the next step in your life, on your journey? Do you feel good? If you feel good, then something is wrong. If you feeling all the way good and you don't have a little bit of dis-ease with you, then you're not following your right path. Because when you're on the path, you become fearful. When you're on the path, that good thing don't feel good. Let me tell you, when I say that good thing don't feel good, it don't feel good. I mean, it causing you much turmoil, and you're losing sleep, and you're going around and around and around and around and around the merry-go-round with it. It don't feel good because it don't supposed to feel good. Bringing your dreams to reality, living the paradise life, is not easy. It doesn't feel good. So I'm not here to tell you, and I'm not here to say that in those moments of feeling good, that's where you're supposed to be. No, it's not. If you feel too good about something, that means you're too comfortable. And when you become too comfortable, you get content, you get complacent, you become stagnant, you get stuck. So do it feel good? Or do it feel bad? Or do it feel uncomfortable? I'm not even going to say feel bad. I'm going to say feel comfortable. But do it feel comfortable? Or is it making you very uncomfortable? I hope it's making you uncomfortable, because if it's making you uncomfortable, that means that you are on the right path and you're digging through the gold. You're digging through the mine, getting to the gold. Keep digging. Keep pushing. Another thing that came up for me also was, whatever your turmoil is, you've been dancing and living around this turmoil, or you've been carrying this turmoil for years. Let's say the job. You're in this job and you hate it. You don't like it. You're going to work every day and it just does not feel good. What are you going to do about it? You've been in a relationship forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You've been dancing around and it don't feel good. Some moments you have it feel good, and then for most moments it do not feel good at all, because it keeps you uncomfortable. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you at dis-ease. That's for you. That's the amazing thing. It is so for you. And we get scared, man. We get so scared and we get so comfortable and content and complacent that we allow the fear to literally run our lives. If you're uncomfortable on that job, you're complaining. So it's a difference. I want to stress this. It's a difference between being uncomfortable, and it's a difference between complaining and making excuses. When you're uncomfortable, when you get so uncomfortable till you're tired of being uncomfortable that you begin to do something about it, that's the uncomfortable I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the complaining day in and day out about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, but you have yet one time made a solution, of taking steps towards the solution. It says in the word, he that believeth in me, he shall do the works of me. As a matter of fact, he should do the works better than me. So the Father put it in you. God put it in you. He gave it to you. It is up to you to do the works that was put into you. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's not going to feel good. You've been dancing and dancing and dancing around this situation for the past 15, 20, 30 years, 5 years, whatever. Quit dancing. Quit complaining. Stop making excuses. Stand. Stand in your high place. Do what it is that you are supposed to do. Fulfill your gifts. Allow your gifts to fulfill you. Allow your gifts to make room for you. It isn't until we move ourselves out of the way, and it isn't until we become so uncomfortable with our lives and with our situations that we begin to do something about it. That's when faith jumps in. Faith, baby, faith. Let me tell you, faith is so strong and so powerful. All you got to do, as the Bible states, as the word says, maybe it's even in the Quran, I don't know, I haven't read it, but You just need to have faith as small as a mustard seed, and you can move mountains. You can literally move mountains. Do you know how big a freaking mountain is? Do you understand how heavy a mountain is? You can literally move a mountain when you activate that faith. I want to use my life for example, because I always like to use myself. I'm just a woman from Florence, South Carolina, where the odds were stacked against me, but I chose to push through it, to beat the odds. I chose to break the generational curses. But last year, I was living somewhere and it was okay and it was working, but it wasn't working for other members of my family. It wasn't working. So it got put in my spirit so heavy, like, again, if you want something, you have to do something different. You have to do something better. You have to stand on that faith, and you have to activate that faith as small as a mustard seed if you want to take yourself to the next level. I did just that. I do some of the boldest things, but I'm teaching it. I'm showing it. I'm living it, and I have an amazing life. I'm grateful for my life because I'm extremely blessed. I'm totally blessed. But last year, I went to see T.D. Jakes, right? I went to see T.D. Jakes, and when I saw T.D. Jakes, that man literally changed my life. First of all, I prayed and I asked God to use that man to get me a message just for me. And he gave a message just for me. The message was so strong. The message was so powerful. And what I did after the message, I quit my job. And I moved my whole family to a whole nother state with nothing. I felt like I didn't have enough. I didn't feel like I had anything to get us there, but I was activating that faith as small as a mustard seed, and I moved my family. I repositioned us literally with nothing. And here I am today, living in the house that I wanted. Well, the house that I wanted, I didn't want it. I wanted something else, but God gave me better. Most other thing. I'm living the life that I dream. I'm living the life that gives me flexibility to do what I want to do. And I'm not on anyone's job. That's the most amazing thing. Listen, if I can give you any form of inspiration or motivation, my inspiration and my motivation for you today, if you are uncomfortable, if you are complaining about that job, every day, all day, if you're complaining about that relationship, every day, all day, whatever it is, I challenge you to do something about it. I challenge you to do something about it. Do something. Take the steps. Because you are the only person that can do something, that can change it. You are the only person that can change that miserable life to a life of paradise. To a life where you're still a little uncomfortable, but you're making progress. You're making progress. When you're in a situation, you're uncomfortable. How do you know that God is ready for you to move from that situation? How do you know? How do you know when God is ready to move you? You've complained about it for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You've made excuses about it for the past 5 to 6 years. How do you know when God is ready for you to move? Let me tell you how you know. When you get to a point in any situation that you are not being challenged, when you can do everything in that position that you're currently holding with your eyes closed without you even looking at it, and it just comes to you with so much ease, and you're not getting it, and it's not challenging you, and it's not forcing you to think, and it's not making you kind of grow, it's time to go. It's time to go. If any situation that you're in is not growing you, if you've gotten to a place where you're stagnant, you've hit a brick wall and you don't see no progress in the process, you don't see no effort being made from any end, whether it's from your end or for someone else, is your boss or your significant other, whatever it is. If you don't see progress in the process, it's time to let it go. That's how you know. It's time to move on. God is not going to hold your hand and say, oh, well, it's time to let go. Okay, this is what you got to do. As humans, as physical beings, we have the knowledge of free will. And God is not going to force us to do anything. If you want to live the paradise life, you have to create a paradise environment. And one more thing. Regardless of what situation that you're in, regardless of what you're going through, show up and be you. What does that mean, showing up and being you? Don't go to the job miserable. Don't go to the job always complaining. Don't go to your mate always complaining about the same thing over and over and over again, and you're never happy. You never have a smile on your face. You're never doing things to make you feel good. Don't do that. Wherever you are, whatever place that you're in your life at this time, whether that's a high place or a low place, smile. Choose to be happy. Choose to live and not die. Choose to be you. I wanted to really bless you with some wisdom that can help you change your life, because as we continue to move forward in our growth in this journey and in this process, remember, it's not all about you. It's about everyone else too. So while you're building your business, while you're building yourself, remember, take time for everyone. Take time for those around you. Take time for the insignificant ones that don't feel like they matter, because they do. I hope my message blessed you in an amazing and wonderful way. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day, and I pray that you have much love, light, prosperity, success, and many blessings along this journey. Until next time, you be blessed.